rocks. This place was established as a slave camp from the year 1704. It was formed as a result of colonialism, where the Europeans were taking control over us in every angle of our country and even in the continent. So during that time, they were in need of human cargo, where they have started with the people along the coast. And then they were in need of strong men and beautiful ladies from other parts of the country. What happened was that in the middle side of the country, the tribe of people who were there were, sorry to say, darker and shorter. That is of their tribe. And that they needed people of long-standing, gent, and brilliant. And that they negotiated with three buyers or traders who were Africans. They were Babatu, Samori, and Bagao. Samori was from Burkina Faso, Babatu from Mali. These two people were in collaboration, or they were working with the Europeans at the coast, and that they were motivated to travel far in order to capture people for them at the coast. They invited a third person called Bagao. So Bagao came down with them as three partners. They located this camp per the environment, the resources they needed for the trade. They were all here. So what happened was that they came here in the year 1704, and that they were not selling land to people at that time per our custom. They don't sell land. So what happened is that you request for the land, they grant you the permission to stay. So these three people were requesting to stay here. The masters or the leaders of this community permitted them to own it. They explained to them that they are local business men who are coming to stay here to do local business. So once they were permitted to stay here, they were then trying to capture our forefathers illegally. They captured them without nobody getting to know what is happening. At that time, our forefathers were having a spiritual beliefs that they get information from soothsayers. So at that time, they went on to the soothsayers to seek of what is happening in the communities, because most people get missing. They get lost any day, anytime. So the spirit reveals to them that there is a stranger, and the stranger is taking them one by one. Wow. So they came up searching for the strangers. They realized there were strangers in this camp, Babatu, Samori, and Bagao. So they called them to the local palace, and they asked them if they know anything about the missing of the people. They revealed to them that they are responsible for such thing. Their aim was this: they wanted to develop the community, and by way of developing the community, they need to take strong men and beautiful ladies from the communities around, where they can send them far away for them to train, to work, get money, and come back and develop the place. Development was in such a way that these masters were trying to put little things to the community. Mirror, for instance, they were not having any access to mirror. They have never tasted sugar before. So it was these slave masters who brought these commodities to them, including wine. They gave out to them to taste and have a feel of what it is. And they now encourage them that they need to take people from here to where these things are, to work, get it more, and come back to develop. So most of the chiefs came in understanding with them, and they permitted them to go around and communicate with families which were in agreement with them to give out their people. It was, the first part of it was kidnapping, capturing illegally. The second part of it was exchange, or in understanding. They come to your house, ask of your people to go to Brazil, train them, and come back to work or develop your house. In agreement, you give out. So people from different places were giving out their own family members. It got to some time that none of the slaves returned, or none of the captives. At this point, they were called captives. none of the captives were returning to prove that they were working there for money, skills, and other things. And with that, the leaders stopped them from buying or exchanging people around their communities. What happened is that here is Paga. They call it the Upper East region. In the year 1704, there was no region, there was no border, there was nothing like separation of country. Southern Burkina Faso and the northern Ghana, we were called the Upper Volta. So by then, the slave camp was in Upper Volta, not Ghana, not Burkina. This place was Upper Volta. Yes.
So this is Upper Volta? I didn't know that.
Yes, it was the Upper Volta. Yes. So before independence or after independence, that we now have borders, names, and other things separating Ghana and Burkina Faso, but we were totally one, no border separating Africa. So what happened within the Volta zone was that the people, once they were stopped from buying or taking people from the communities, they were then moving ahead to the sub-Saharan African countries where they can get strong men and beautiful ladies down there into this place. First, when they moved in here, the Pikworo Slave Camp, the masters were free. They have collaboration with the Europeans. The Europeans came with their ships and company logos. So they have hot irons that contains the logos of their companies. So if you belong to company A, they have the logo, they brand you for that company. If you belong to company B, they brand you. What happened next was that these masters were also taking people by marks. When they bring them here, the three masters need to give them Babatu can mark this way, Samuri can mark this way, and then Bagao can also mark this way to let them know the people they have when they get to that place. So within those marks, they did not build anything here. So what happened was that there is a sign here saying hold place of slaves in transit to Salaga slave market. The trees all around were used for holding the slaves. They chain them 1, 2 per a tree, and then when they are able to get enough people as they wanted, they move them from here to Salaga slave market. In Salaga slave market, there were Arabs who came in with their doctors and everything. So once they moved them from here to Salaga, they were able to sell the weaker ones to the Arabs who can free them and later on take them to their main branch in Accra, Jamestown. So from Salaga, they will proceed to Asimanso, where they have the Slaves River. They will take their bath in that river and proceed down to the coast. From this camp to the coast is about 800 kilometers of journey, and that they have to walk. The masters were using horses, riding, following them from here down there. The next thing was that they have to take internal activities. But before they can do that, the people were aggressive. They wanted to run away, and that they need to shoot 1 or 2 of them to scare the rest in order to be able to control them. So people were killed here to frighten the rest of the slaves not to agitate with them. The next food, like what we just ate, they tease it, they boil it, and then we eat in the hole. And there's a rock. Traditionally, music is produced on that rock. It sounds great. So once people were here as slaves, they were not comfortable, and that they need to get them in a way that they will be entertained. So right from there, they go there to have a music and dance. They have a meeting place also, where after everything, they send the slaves there to have meeting and chain them in shackles, and then they can walk straight away from here down to the coast. There is a rock which is higher than every other rock in this camp. A raider was on top of that rock to have a view of the whole place in case a slave is running away. What happened was that a lot of them died here. So when they died here, they were forced to bury them in a mass burial or mass graves. So 10 people can be buried in one grave, and that they use rocks to indicate. There is a punishment rock within. If someone tries to run away or do any activity, this person was punished on top of that rock. So why I call it a brief is that it's a total big book about slavery within this zone. So what I'm telling you is just brief, and I would like to end here and we walk around so you can see around. If you have any question, you can ask.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Naturally, raining or dry season, water is always available for people around here. All right, so they use this water for cooking and drinking.
Slaves never bathed,
Slaves
son.
don't bath.
Slaves never got a chance to bath. Just cook. Y'all hear that, family? Slaves never got a chance to take a bath. Just eat and cook.
Eat and cook with this water. You can see the water is really clean.
With this water, clean water, rock water.
Rock water.
Water we're drinking. Same water we're drinking.
Okay, so what you are seeing here, they are holes. These holes were carved by our forefathers who were here as captives. They were not having the ability
Go.
get
Give it here.
balls. They were not able to get balls
Was it
for
cut
them
off?
to feed the
Okay,
slaves here. So what happened was that they made them to carve these holes by themselves, which was very hard for them to do. So by carving on these rocks, they were able to make these sizable holes, which are called the eating bowls of the slaves. So right from here, everyone that was here as a captive need to eat from here, if only food was available. All right. So before eating from here, they use this rock to grind. What? Come. You come. You know how to do neri. Do neri.
See how you hold this.
Where is the man? Wait, he's coming. On this rock, grind. This was where food was grind, particularly cereals. Before they can cook, they need to bring the cereals here to grind on the rock. So after grinding, they will take the grains down and boil in a clay pot. Tizet is said, or any local form of food like kakwanu, how do you call it? Your frafra, pumpuka, yes. Pumpuka, kumkokra, yes. You know the food, right? Yes, they produce it here and serve in the foods for them to eat.
Nice.
This is where the dessert is. So you cut, and this is the soup. And
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm just making a lot, so just be doing your own shit.
One love.
One heart.
One Africa. One people. You already know. Get pictures of the kids too.
Okay.
African rocks. Oh.
Go.
I would like a lot.
Tobo. I recorded me.
Meeting. It was giving out rules. So the masters were on top of this rock. Then they will share the information they have with the captives down here. After which they chain their necks round. From here they walk to Salaga, as I said earlier, from Salaga to Asiman, so there to the coast. So meetings starts here and ends in the coast, where the Europeans takes over, and then these three people will come back here to have more people to go back.
Yeah, were they buying?
Yes, there was internal selling going on here. So once the people were displayed here, people within the country can, or within the continent can move in to make their selection before they were sent out.
Marketing zone.
Yes, please. This is cemetery for the slaves who died here. What happened was that traditionally they were not having time to dig individual graves, and traditionally this is how our graves look like. So they make an opening like this, then they go deep underground, which goes about 6-7 feet down. Then they make it in the form of room. Yeah, so this is a person with a head, hands and leg. If you die, you stand here, you go in straight. When you come straight, they'll let you lie down. So they keep on bringing in people who might die within the day or the next 3 days. So from now, tomorrow, next, any person who dies will be put together in one grave. So after that, they will close in with the sand, they dug out, they fill in the sand, and they use this rock to indicate the opening of the grave, and that the number of people they kept in will be indicated with stones all around here. So the stones here are indicating the graves and the number of people right from here going down there.
Yeah, your forefather was very good, brother.
Count the rocks, you count the bodies,
And
family.
the next one here is the punishment rock. You can have it. So at that time, what happened was that you put your legs here. You sit. At that time, when someone tries to run away, the person was chased over and brought back to his position. Before you will be sent back to your position, you need to face this punishment for a whole day. So you have to sit here. They will chain your legs round the rope. That is the mark of the chain, round the rope, including the hands at the back. So this is how they do it. They chain your legs and your hands. You have no movement. You have
naked in the sun.
Yes, please. And you have to be watching the sun from rising till it sets in the evening. As your punishment, if you turn down your head, a raider comes with a cane to give it to you at your back. And this is a full punishment with no food, no water for trying to escape.
The way the stone water.
Very hard, the man can feel it.
Wow. Wow. I didn't even feel that last time. That's fire hot. Punishment rock, family.
All right.
See that kid? See that kid displaying?
Yeah,
This is how they do it. Way back.
he know it's hot.
The rock is fucking hot. You can tell.
Hey. It tastes like anything like the street. I know that good. Anything like the street.